Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. Today, a ranked versus ranked matchup as a couple of top 25 teams get set to go jaw to jaw. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Trying to take it back. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the Big 6. Bringing it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Trying play action. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
What a nice answer by this defense. You give up the big play, you respond right back, you get the sack, create some momentum for your side. Nice job by this defense staying with it.
Looking to throw, it's Milrow. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Still running up the 40. And he's brought down after a nice game. And the Dogs hunkering down to pick up the first down on the ground.
And you can hear the sound of Larry Munson. Run the dang ball. That's what they've always built this program on, is running the football, physical running backs. That's what Georgia does.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Fast motion from the offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. That's caught. It's dealt. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on third down. Instead, they're staring at fourth.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him, and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense had none of that. Nice job tackling. Nice job forcing the fourth down.
And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And sometimes the best defense is a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you get them.
Here comes that Alabama offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
To the air, it's Milroe. Trying to get to it. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Third down play from the gun. Fires to the big fella. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a fourth down. And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. They'll try it on the ground. Alabama will get the first down.
That's a down and distance that would make a lot of coaching staffs pause, maybe call a timeout and think about, but not this one. There was no doubt, Reese, they were going to run the football, try to pick that up on fourth.
Direct challenge to the defense. If you want the ball, you're going to have to take it from us or stop us, and they didn't.
So moving forward in this game, let's just see how this defensive line responds to this. Can they be more physical and start winning their one-on-one battles?
And that one's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Buys a little extra time. He's going to take off. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Shotgun snap on third down. He's open on the right. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot. He's running the corner route against zone coverage, and he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. It's so nice to have a target like that.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass, it's Milroe. Short throw to the sideline, complete. He steps out of bounds with the first down.
That's the end of the first quarter. Georgia 7, Alabama 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Wide receiver now comes in motion. He's going to pass. And he throws down the gut of the defense.
Tight end.
Well, the timing on that throw and on the route was just convoluted and messed up from the beginning.
And you see quarterbacks and wide receivers in the offseason always working on timing and always working on throwing on air. But when you put a defense in front of them, now things start to speed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see these little mistakes and where it looks like just they're not on the same page all the time.
Love the execution there in the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
And it's a fumble after that huge gain. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. You could probably question the decision to pass on a field goal last time, and they came up empty on that previous drive, Jesse.
I just think in this offense, it's going to come down to critical down and distances, right? Down in the red zone, third down, fourth down. I like them being aggressive. They just got to do a better job executing.
Yeah, and they kind of know what the defense gave them last time. So let's be more aggressive and take advantage of that defense on this drive.
Just couldn't get away from the tackle.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't connect. A costly turnover on downs.
Hey, at this point of the game, fourth and short, no problem going for it. Fourth and medium, I think it's too early to start taking some of these chances. I think you need to just let the game play out a little bit and trust your defense.
Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6. Defense trying to come up with a stop on second and goal. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
He caught it into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Bell. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that. But your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Right back to the well. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some...
Fires and picked off. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown time.
And we're going to to talk about the guy who caught that and returned it for the touchdown. But how about the pressure on the quarterback? You've got to get Willies to be physical with him and make him uncomfortable. Nice job hitting him as he's throwing with the football. And then, obviously, the interception and 6 points.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. Coming out with it, it's Bell. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Makes the catch. It's Etienne. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Georgia going up tempo. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. To the air, it's back. Got a man in the middle. Can anyone catch him? And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Dogs! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish the drive with a big play through the air, scoring from 51 yards out. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Henderson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive. Oh, they knock it free. Oh, it looks as if the defense got it.
That looks like a really easy thing to do. Oh, the ball's just on the ground. Jump on it. That's an odd-shaped ball that bounces all kind of crazy ways. Great job on the defense covering that thing up.
Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. Using his legs, it's Etienne. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. Georgia hunkers down in the red zone. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. He'll take a shot. And he's got it! Touchdown, Georgia! They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes that Alabama offense. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. They get you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Pressure coming. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Looking for a man. It's Milroe. Looking left. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Good quickness to grab it off the deflection. How about the big tight end keeping his concentration off that deflection?
And a lot of times you see those contested catches, but the deflected catches, those are just good bounces. Nice job by the big fella. Continue to concentrate and see.
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Second down coming up. Wide receiver shows motion. On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Quick strike complete. They bring him down, but he's got a first and goal from the 10. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for one or two more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Fair catch called for and made. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. To the air, it's Milroe. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He's got an open man. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Etienne. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Got it in the middle. It's Etienne. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Quarterback will audible. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the third quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Pocket starts to collapse. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
I'll tell you, man, analytics in college football now are changing the way coaches think about down and distances. And listen, I know there are probably some metrics out there that say You should go for it in that situation because the percentages are telling you you got a good shot at keeping the football and keeping possession. That time, though, they're not able to come up with it. They've now given up the football with their backs to the wall. The defense now is going to have to dig them out of this hole.
This time it's complete. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Coming after it. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass. It's Milroe. Fires to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Ready to try the point after. And the extra point pulls them to within 3, 24-21. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes they put you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
You know, as a receiver, it's so critical and important to know where the sticks are. He was able to modify his route, so he knew as soon as he caught it, he was just going to have enough to keep his drive alive.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. It'll be a draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Offense is going draw. The back tries to bounce it to the outside, but look at all the defenders on that play, how they were able to shed their blocks and run. They were able to get hats to the football and force a tackle for loss.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. The offense with a major gamble here, going for it inside their own 40. He's not afraid to go deep. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Got some room to run. The 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Bama! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return.
Man, that could not have gone any worse. You're thinking 4th down, go for it. Well, even if you don't get it, you turn the ball back to their offense. Not that. You throw a pick, and they turn it back all the way for a touchdown and get points. That is a disaster for this offense.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Now they find themselves behind, David. Let's see if they have an answer.
Yep, losing the lead, obviously lose a little bit of momentum, but this offense, you can gain it right back, Palmer. Let's get a drive starter going. Find some guys you know you're going to make some plays with.
So that's the challenge for them. You got to answer, right? You got to take the field here. You got to execute, be physical, and regain this lead.
He leaves it with the back. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this 3rd quarter in style.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Alabama 28.
2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Off the play fake. Caught behind the line. It's dealt. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Movement here from the tight end. Scanning the field, it's back. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch. He's got enough. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Bulldogs are moving quickly down the field. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown Bulldogs! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
I think one of the most underrated things we talk about with a QB is timing. Being able to get the ball out of his hands to his receiver where he can continue to catch the football and run with it. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice play in the 4th quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Feeling some heat. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
How about the coverage on the back end? Great job. Everybody's plastered to the receiver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodness gracious, he had all day to throw the football. No offensive line can hold up that long. Nice job continuing to pursue the quarterback.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Henderson. And they pick up just a few on that completion. This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. From the gun, wants to pass. They're trying to get to it. He makes a catch. And he's marked down right there, but a good pickup, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Pulls it in, it's Miller. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
You see this more and more in college football. Motion the running back out of the backfield. What am I looking for? I'm looking to see if it's man coverage. Does the linebacker go and chase him? If he does, guess what I get to do? Take advantage of my matchup. I like my speed better than yours.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. Wide out in motion. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
Man, that is picture-perfect cover 0. When I play cover 0, I'm bringing pressure, and that ball's going to come out. Look at the defense. Ready for that ball to come out of the quarterback's hand. Nice job breaking on the football and going and making the interception.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
And this is a moment with the lead late on 3rd down that I would put the ball in the quarterback's hands and trust him to get this first down and keep you on the field. He's one of the most highly rated guys in the country. Throwing it, and if it's not there, use his God-given athleticism to go keep these sticks moving.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a 1-possession lead. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. A first down for the offense. Looking to move it through the air. Getting some heat. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Back to throw, it's Milroe. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Alabama! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the 4th quarter for the touchdown.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Bell. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And the ball squirted out. And what a fortuitous turn of events to get that football back. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
But one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of him.
He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Just another big play for this guy who spent the entire game wide open. Couple of touchdowns there, and he moves the sticks again, David.
Yeah, so I'll keep finding him, Reese. I mean, this is a guy that, listen, we're in the 2nd half now. He's already made plays. I know I can trust him, so I'm going to continue to feature him in this offense because I know he'll continue to make big plays.
Going up top on 1st down. That's caught. It's Etienne. At the 40, there he goes. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a 1st down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to throw, it's back. Had to throw it before he wanted. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. They're bringing heat. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
3rd downs are so crucial. Quarterbacks, you want them to be elite with their functioning, be able to go through their progressions, get rid of the football, not take sacks. But they just took a sack. How about the individual effort by that defense, understanding 3rd down and getting to the quarterback?
Going over the top. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. 1st down here for the offense. The give is to Miller. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works, a ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.